Hey there, everybody. Matt Carter here.
And Jessica Carter from CarterMatt.com.
This is our reaction to the Expanse Season 4, Episode 8, entitled The One-Eyed Man is King. We now actually know all the episode titles, and I gotta feel like this was speaking to me, because I am the One-Eyed Man. I am blind in one eye. I am king. Welcome to my kingdom, everyone. I don't really know if I should be, proclaiming myself king of a world that includes, slugs that kill people immediately and also Mercury, but here we are.
Mercury still being Mercury, even in the worst of situations. He does not care.
Mercury is Mercury.
Prepare the bomb!
We do have good news. It's like you guys are temporarily better. It's just like you get 2 minutes to just breathe a sigh of relief before a bomb goes into your mouth while you're sighing.
Yes, this was definitely an episode that just gave us a little bit of hope, which I feel after that last episode we needed. Just a little bit of an Expanse hug to get us into the next mess that we are sure is coming up.
Yeah, and it's pretty clear Mercury's at the center of it, but...
Oh, Mercury.
Before we talk about anything else, if you like this video, give us a like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell. So, I have so many things that just, sent me in different emotional directions in this, because I had... First, we have Holden in his daring, hero moment. He's helping to escape. He's making sure everyone is all right. He's doing all this. And then we get the Mercury of it all. And then we get, ultimately, at the end, and I think we have to start with this, the return of Proto Miller, question mark?
Yeah, going all kind of I guess the protomolecule must be having some sort of issues trying to use Miller to reach him.
It felt almost like if you use the game Genie too many times on a Super Nintendo game, it starts screwing up your game and it doesn't work properly anymore.
Yep.
I think the Miller has shown up too many times. He's malfunctioning.
Yeah, something is malfunctioning while they're trying to still be in contact with Holden. Something's not working, which isn't good, because clearly if Miller is showing up, there's a reason for it.
If I was to actually, propose a serious theory here, I think it might have something to do with the fact that whatever they're up to and whatever is going on this planet, they might be getting closer to answers. And with that in mind, if something did eradicate the proto-molecule people, wouldn't the people who eradicated them have come up with some sort of safeguard for their technology to keep them from being able to utilize it properly? Maybe this is sort of a defense mechanism by our proto-adversary, if you will.
Maybe. I was also wondering if now that the landscape has changed, one of the islands exploded, now everything's underwater. Maybe it doesn't work exactly the same, and it didn't have a defense against this, and now it's short-circuiting?
Maybe it's almost like a proto cell phone tower or something, where there's something on this planet. I am putting proto in front of everything in this video.
Yeah, I was about to say. That's all right.
But in this circumstance, maybe it's losing some of its metaphorical signal. And yeah, I'm jokey about it, but there could be actually some sort of technology there that is allowing Proto Miller to be activated. And if it's not there, then maybe it's not able to function properly, which is not good, given that maybe Miller could have held the key to saving everyone's lives in this particular circumstance.
Yeah, it's possible, but we know that the proto-molecule in general is not there to save or destroy anybody, so it doesn't really seem to have that ability to want to help them. Oh, everybody's being covered in these killer banana slugs and everybody's going blind. They didn't show up to help. Proto Miller didn't show up. Proto-molecule didn't show up. Proto's cell phone tower is broken. It's not caring.
Can we talk about how wholesome it was that Amos ends up getting saved, and we have just at least some nice Amos moments in this episode?
The fact that at the end of this whole thing, he went through such a traumatic experience not being able to see, and bringing up sort of that story of, I would have these nightmares and I would wake up and then it would still be darkness.
Yeah.
probably talking about some of the darkness that used to happen to him. So him not being able to see affected him obviously quite differently than everybody else. Everybody deals with it differently. But for him, it was taking away something that felt a lot deeper than just eyesight.
Yeah.
So at the end, there was this very small moment where you saw everybody in line getting their shots and getting their sight back. And he was there with that kid that he had taken the glove off and touched. And then after he got his shot, he was sitting there with the kid actually helping like wipe his eyes, which is something that we don't ever really see Amos doing. He's very much black and white, good, bad, this is happening, that's happening, here's the situation, here's how we fix the situation. He's not typically the type of person that's going to then sit down with somebody and be like, hey, are you okay? Let me help you with that. That's not really where he is in that emotional state. And I'm wondering if being with the Rossi crew and then being with Prax and then watching Anna when she was helping people, even after they were dead, if all of this is finally starting to really sink into him in a way that he's gaining some of that empathy that he wants so bad. Because I felt it in that moment that he had it. It wasn't just like a reflex of like, here kid, here's a tissue, wipe your eyes. It was really like him wiping away the green nonsense that was going on. And it was a moment I haven't really seen.
And I think you're bringing up something that I think is really, really important. I've not made it a secret through some of these that I've been a little bit bummed by Amos's storyline in season 4. I mean, he's probably my favorite character. I've wanted more moments for him.
It's hard not to love him.
And I feel like I haven't gotten a lot in terms of total screen time and interaction with everyone else in the Rossi, but it's these little moments like this and this just like subtle character evolution that makes me love this character so much and makes me want to have more of him because he is a little bit different, and I kind of want to, I almost wish he could go and see Prax now, and Prax could look at him and be like, you know, I'm proud of him, proud of you, buddy, and like they could have that moment. I think Amos is always a product of his environment, and it seems like he grew up in a really bad environment, and that impacted him. Now that he said better influences, that is impacting him as well.
Yeah, and he's been having these influences for a much longer time now.
Yeah.
From when he was first with this crew, it's been, I would assume, months have passed at least, if not, you know, a full year or 2 years. It's been a long enough that this should be hopefully getting in there and helping him out and bringing out the empathy. I just saw that moment there and my heart swelled because it really was the first time that I've ever seen that come out of him like that.
Yeah, I think it was a special moment, and I think we need more of these as we get to season 4. We need these little just, like, we have other little moments of glory in this episode. I mean, we have, you know, Naomi and Holden getting to communicate after everything they've went through.
Well, before we leave that chamber, I do want to put out, and if anybody else out there can kind of explain it to me, that'd be awesome. There was this part at the end where we saw Holden climbing up the wall of this artifact to get outside for a second. I thought that there were these poisonous banana slugs everywhere in there because we still had these two groups of people that were separated. They were still separated. I get that. Everybody hates everybody. That were under the tarps to make sure that they don't get banana slugged. Watching him crawl up that wall without using the black light, I was like, okay, is he then climbing on top of them? Or did he use the black light and we just didn't see it and there happens to be none there? Because if there's none in that room, why isn't everybody in that room? I get you all hate each other and Mercury wants to kill everybody, but if there's a room in there that doesn't have any of these things that are trying to kill everybody, why wouldn't Holden have just moved everybody to the safe room?
The Well, the only reasonable explanation I can give is that maybe there's an assumption that that the slugs won't kill them as fast as each other will, and maybe that's where we are.
Because we've seen it happen. One just like fell out of the ceiling on that guy's face, and it was over.
Well, sometimes people don't think clearly.
For me, with that one moment, I was really questioning that moment. That it was. I know that Holden was nervous about them because he had one drop on his pants and he was like, nope. So he's not immune to them. We've seen them set the stage that these are everywhere. Tons of them. So when he went in that room and he started crawling up the side of it where there should be banana slugs, or I just keep calling them banana slugs, that's what they look like to me. These horrible poisonous slugs. I was wondering how he was climbing that without having them touching him. And if that room was free, I think everyone should have moved to the room. I'm just saying.
Well, but maybe there's just something we missed, and the commenters will point it out. But, that it's a little bit strange. But I will still stand with these people that will just kill each other really fast.
I think when everybody's gonna die anyways from something else, you band together.
Yeah, well, okay, well...
And we know that Mercury's planning on killing everybody anyways, now that everybody can see again.
Yeah.
Now it's all game on. But when nobody could see and banana slugs are going to kill you, why not go to the room where there aren't any?
This is a season full of desperate times at the moment. And
absolutely. And now we've got this situation where everybody can see and Mercury is ready to murder all the Belters again.
Yes, and I think this is probably going to be... people are going to have to move quickly in order to ensure that this is diffused. Like, it's a good thing that Holden and Naomi, everyone can kind of communicate again. This is like an all-hands-on-deck effort.
It was very nice to see them to be able to have that moment where it was like, hey, I had a win. I also had a win. It felt really good.
You know who did not really have a win? Or I guess she kind of had a win, but it kind of came with a loss, is Christian. We've been talking in this past video about whether or not there's going to be this like tipping point for her where she's going to do too much and there's going to be a blowback. And I think we have now seen it with I don't know what to necessarily call this, because, there's an argument for it as fear-mongering. There's an art that's just strategy, but using New Terra as sort of, platform in her politics.
Yeah, and just using it as a bit of a distraction, like, hey guys, look over here, here's this, the focus should be this, not on me and not on my mistakes, but look over here.
Yeah.
And it was a move that I mentioned in the last video. I was curious to see if she was going to have one of these types of moves, like she did when she was a kid and she was playing that game and she was like, change the rules right in the middle of it so that she could win. And that's what she's been like, and that is what she did. She leaked some very private information that scared everybody, and now everybody's focused on that because they're afraid.
Yeah, and it is a move that maybe scores her some political points, but did not exactly give her a lot of approval in terms of her home life.
He does not approve. That did not score any points. I'm getting a little worried. I know that they've been through a lot, and they've been through probably even worse than this. So I think they're going to make it through, but man, woof, he was not happy.
No, he was not happy, and I think he should not be happy. I understand Christian is doing what she thinks is best for herself in terms of her politics, but this is not, who he perceives Christian to be all the time, and I think that's hard, and I think that's going to be a hard thing for him to really shake, and I think that's probably why we've seen so much of him this season, is because they want to establish all the build-up to this conflict that they're having now.
Yeah, and the thing is her husband's always been a very strong partner for her because he knows all sides of her. So he knows the wife's side. He knows the mother's side, even though her son is now passed away. And that was obviously a point of contention in this episode as well. And he also knows this side of her, the side that needs to win. So it's not like it was a surprise I'm sure he wasn't like, how could you?
Yeah.
I can't believe you did this. No, he knew. He came in. You dropped your own secret, didn't you? Yeah, I leaked my own secret. Okay, that's not all right, Christian. Like, I feel like they've had this conversation many times in the past.
Probably so, and maybe that will prepare them for many conversations that are probably going to come moving forward after this.
Yeah, I think if you're going to be married to Christian, you know that this is going to happen, and you're going to have to find a way to deal with it if you want to be married to Christian. You take the good with the bad.
It was an enjoyable storyline still. I still like what we're doing with Christian. There's a lot of deep stuff there. The Bobbie storyline, I mean, it's finally coming back into frame a little bit, and I still don't really know exactly what they're doing here, and that's kind of troublesome because we're only a couple of episodes now from the end of the season, and
yeah, it feels like the main thing that they are, at least what I'm getting out of it, is just that they want to show how badly Mars is falling apart. That it is, now that these new worlds have been opened, you don't have to create all this garden and atmosphere and all this anymore. There are places that already have that and can thrive a lot faster, and everyone's gonna ditch Mars. Mars is just gonna be left to the wind. And, you know, it has been really through Bobbie staying on Mars that we're seeing that it is no longer a powerhouse and that people are leaving and they're preparing to leave.
Mars is really in an identity crisis right now because the whole Martian way was supposedly, you know, you tough it out, you put in the hours, you really work to do this, you don't take breaks, you want to be different than Earth. And now that they're having this opportunity to potentially go somewhere else where they don't have to do as much work, now they're just sort of like, okay, peace out. Yeah. But you're probably going to see that footage from Christian sooner rather than later, I would think, Mars. I don't know if this is not going to make you want to do this anymore.
Yeah, it felt like it's been just a tumultuous journey to get here to this point where we're really seeing everyone now is leaving Mars, or at least the people in Bobbie's life. The man that she was with has gotten a job. He's leaving. Even the guy that's running all this crime is getting ready to leave and take his family away. Yeah. Her nephew is now on the new Terra team, so he's leaving. She really has nothing here. Like, there is nothing here for her. Make the call, Bobbie. Call Christian. Make the call.
She's got to do something. I want to see. I just really want to see her alongside some other familiar characters at some point before this season comes to a close, because it's been very isolating for her.
And it's been isolating to watch her away from everybody. It's been a lot harder for me watching Bobbie this season because I have grown to care about her, and watching her break bad and go down this bad path and all these crappy things that are happening to her, just, you know, they're hurting my heart for her. She's gone through a lot and she's seen the world in a different way, and I see that struggle of her still wanting to stand by Mars while also watching everybody leave it. It's a hard storyline.
I thought there was going to be more connections with Mars and Marco at this point, given all the sort of theories we've talked about. And I mean, you can sort of see the DNA of Marco through a number of different storylines still. I mean, it's definitely there with Christian, and it's there to a certain extent with Drummer. But can we first just rejoice? Fred Johnson gives like a 2-minute cameo in this episode. It's like, we've waited this whole season. I have been saying that he's going to be dead for like 3 seasons of covering The Expanse now.
And now here he is still kicking around.
He's alive. He's got himself. He seems he's grown his hair out. Like, you know, Fred seems like he's enjoying himself until he gets hit in the face by Drummer.
Hit in the face and quit. She is out, and I couldn't be happier for her. You know, I just feel like she's kind of put up with a lot in this situation.
Yeah.
And it was satisfying.
It's satisfying. It's also surprising. Like, I would have never imagined that we would see Drummer have this moment with Fred and then also give Ashford the bottle.
Yeah, ever since we had that episode where they were both crushed by the machine, I have just really been invested in their relationship. That respect that they found for each other in that moment. Yeah, Ashford ended up having whatever was going on at the end of that episode and his moment as captain and all that nonsense that went down. They have found a way to have a respect for each other and an understanding of where the other person stands. Like, even when Ashford was defending Drummer's decision about Marco, we understand why she made the decision. It's just everybody should have covered their ears. All of them. Don't listen. Don't let them speak. And everybody make the decision, the right one, together. But, you know, because they all listened to him and she saw what was going on, she had to make that decision. And I like that Ashford stuck up for her and was like, she did the right thing.
Yeah, I appreciate the bond that the two of them have formed. I think it's pretty clear at this point. They have gotten to know each other. They respect each other, even if they don't agree all the time. I mean, I don't think this is the end of the road for them by any means.
I was dying to see her take the position to go with Ashford and take down Marco.
Yeah.
I wanted to see it so bad. I just really like the chemistry between these two characters. They just have a really fun back and forth that I live for. So when he was like, I was offered the job to be Fred's right hand, and nope, instead I'm doing this, and I want you to come with me. Let's go take down Marco. I was like, yes!
Yeah.
This is going to be so good. And then she said no, and all my dreams were dashed.
Well, there may be other dreams coming. We don't know who Drummer's going to be working with now. I mean, she's got an interesting story.
But that's what I'm worried about. I'm worried that now that she's not working for Fred, so we're not going to see her there. We know that Marco is still going to be in play, so Ashford is going to go after him, and she won't be there either. I'm concerned that I've got 2 episodes left, and I'm not going to see Drummer.
What if Drummer shows up and she says hello to Naomi and she hangs around the Rossi crew and then she becomes a part of the Rossi crew in season 5?
That would be great. I would take that. I will take anything. I'm just saying.
Yeah.
I'm worried I'm not going to see her the rest of the season. I'm going to have a stale face if I don't get to see her.
I suspect you may be right because it did feel like this was a sort of way to get some closure for now. But we'll see. We still have a couple more episodes to get through, and we will be talking about those soon. But for now, what did you guys think about episode 8? Share in the comments, give us a like, subscribe, and you can support us further by checking that link in the description to the Carter Matt store, and we'll see you here next time.